guys and welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a bit of an ad hoc video because I'm going out in the next hour to go out to the cinema, get a bite to eat with my boyfriend. So I wanted to put a bit of makeup on to look a little bit nicer than I'm looking right now because I feel a little bit like a sick Victorian child. Picked up the Sultry palette because at the moment I'm loving it, and I thought I haven't even filmed this. This palette to me is delicious. I love it so much. The packaging isn't like, it's not sealed glitter, but it doesn't come off, so I really love the packaging. Yeah, I think Anastasia did a great job with this palette. I absolutely love it. It's got some really nice cool tone browns in there, some beautiful silvers and metallics, and just like one pop of coral, which is a bit random. I'm kind of feeling something a bit pinky, a little bit flirty tonight. I have no idea why, but I'm not feeling anything too heavy. So I have played with colours like this, which is Cyborg, and these darker chocolatey colours, and I do love them a lot. I've used them a lot. So yeah, this isn't the first impressions by any means, but I thought I'd just do kind of a chatty get ready with me, but kind of like an eye tutorial. I don't really know what this video is going to be, but I thought I'd just film myself doing my makeup. And I've got a few products I haven't played with yet. So I've got the Bare Minerals Deluxe Original Mineral Veil Powder that I hauled in my big makeup haul. Haven't tried this out yet, so I thought I'd just try some other little makeup bits and see how we get along the way. I'm going to go in with the Essence Camouflage Matt Concealer. This is waterproof and tattoo covering. I don't intend on going in the water tonight, but we're going to use this one because I haven't used it before. It just looks like this. I actually really like the packaging of it, and it looks really like sleek. I think this is only a couple of pounds as well. Like I said, I've only got an hour to get ready, so I've got to be at my boyfriend's house in the next hour. Love this look. Let's just go out like this. Okay, so far I'm liking this concealer, especially on my top lids. It is quite matte, but it doesn't look drying at all. It dries down matte. It does what it says on the tube. I may not like this under my eyes because I do like a hydrated, dewy under eye. I do set my under eyes, but I don't like it to look matte, if that makes any sense. So I may not like this under my eyes. We'll try it out under my eyes tonight, but if I don't, then I will keep this as an eyelid primer because that's just cancelled out all my redness and it looks beautiful. Going into the palette, I'm going to use the shade Birch, which is this. It's kind of like a little bit warm toned. It's like a neutral toned brown. I'm just going to fluff this through the crease. I do want to use that like coral colour called Bloom, but I don't want it to be too prominent. I want it to be like a wash of colour in the crease in a second. So I'm just going to lay this Birch colour down, just kind of give my eye a little bit of dimension before we start playing around with anything. I feel like this concealer is actually the perfect base for eyeshadows because I've not had to set that concealer down at all because it's matte. It kind of dried down really nicely and really evenly, so I didn't need to set my eyeshadow base at all, and the eyeshadows are blending beautifully on top of it, so really impressed with that. Really like that. With a tighter blending brush, I'm going to go into the shade Bloom, the really corally beautiful one. I actually haven't used Bloom at all, I've only swatched it, so I'm going to use the pinks because I'm feeling pink and flirty. Don't know why. I don't feel flirty at all, I just feel like I want to have cute makeup. Also, I've got a beautiful zit like spot right on the edge of my lip, so it's not a cold sore, it's just I can't stop picking it because it's on the corner of my mouth, so I probably deserve it. I thought I'd just bring you in a little bit closer because I'm doing my eyes and I forgot to do that. I always forget to do that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I said, I want to keep this look really basic, so I'm going to go into the shade Rose Quartz. Again, not a shade I've played with. It's amazing how many shades I haven't actually properly played with, even though I've used this palette a good handful of times. I'm just going to put this all over the lid. That's beautiful. So what I like about this palette, right, is that right now this looks like a very sheer wash of colour, and it's not very like impactful, but if you were to put this sort of shade, like this really glistening shade on top of a dark colour like this chocolate brown here in the shade, what is this? Dystopian. If you were to layer this on top of this one, it just gives it a whole transformative effect. So let me just show you what I mean. So we have the dark colour, and then if I was to just pat on that rose gold shade, I don't know if you can actually see it, but can you just see how that's just transformed that deep colour? And I actually really like it when a shadow can be manipulated to really pigmented or like a light wash. Because I want this to be the main focus on my eye, I think I might just wet this shade a little bit on my brush. I've got two sprays that I could use. I've got the MUA Pro Base Fixing Spray or the Pro Base Cooling Spray. I'm going to use the Fixing Spray. Take it out of the wrap. Beautiful. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, that spray smells really good. I feel like this is like a pink base with a golden reflect. So that's really, really pretty. I've kind of lost that bloom shade, that coral, but I'll just go back in a second just to re-emphasise that. But that's pretty. I like it. I think just to add a little bit of depth to this look, I'm going to go into the shade Pearl, which is just like a champagne-y, beautiful like shell colour. Actually, it's not a champagne, it's like a shell colour with a hint of pink in it. And I'm just going to put this in the inner corner and kind of like fluff it inwards just here, just to add a little bit of brightness. I'm just going to go back into Bloom just a little bit with the same fluffy brush that I used it with, and just kind of go back in that crease, just re-emphasise that pinky tone, just because the metallics kind of travelled up a little bit. I think just on the outer corner or like on the lash line, I just want a little bit of like deeper darkness. So I'm going to take the shade Dystopian, which is like the dark chocolatey colour. There is a black here called Noir. I really, really rarely use black. I prefer like a deep dark chocolate. I'm taking just a flat brush and just wiggling it along the lash line of the outer corner. I do want it to be quite full in pigment there, because I'm just going to take a small pencil brush in a minute and just blow it out a little bit. I'm going to just take a fluffy brush. This is just like a random brush that I'm pretty sure was from Amazon, but it's just really good because it's really loose. It's kind of like a cheap brush, but because it's so cheap it's really loose. So taking nothing on that brush and just blending that colour about. Can you just see? It's just like added a little bit of something. Okay, so top of the eye's done. I've got this foundation from Essence. It's the Insta Perfect Liquid Makeup Strong Matte Effect Waterproof and Buildable Coverage. I don't know if it's the same range as this, but it kind of, they're both matte. So this one says Strong Matte Effect. So I have like loads of different primers in front of me here. Some are oily. I don't want to use the oils quite yet. This is Smooth Set and Prime. This is Banana Blur. So these kind of like blurring pore filling primers. Then I've got two here. One is oil free, one is just a moisturising one. So you guessed it, I'm going to use the moisturising one. So I'm just going to take this primer. Oh, it smells a little bit like tea tree, but not strong, just like clean. I like it. I've got a Real Techniques like buffing brush here. I think I might use my sponge. I'm not really too sure how this is going to work out. I might do like one side sponge, one side brush, and then see which I prefer. So I'm going to start with sponge. I feel like I got a pretty good shade match. I mean, Essence isn't exactly well known for its amazing shade range. It's a little bit pale, but we can make it work. I'd say this is a light to medium coverage. I'd say it looks more medium on the camera, but in real life I'd say it's a very light coverage foundation. It doesn't actually say it's got anything, just says buildable coverage, so I think I want to go in with a second layer and just see what it looks like, just because I have a little bit of redness peeking through my cheeks and around my nose. So just build it up like it says. It is quite pale. Yeah, this is a little bit too pale for me. However, this was like £4, a £4 foundation, something like that. Really, really cheap. The coverage is buildable. Like, you can definitely see a significant difference between the two sides of my face. Like I said, it's too pale, so please just ignore that. But it actually matches my neck, because my neck's paler than the rest of my body, but I don't mind it. I'm liking it so far. I'm going to try it with a brush on this side and see if it's any like fuller coverage. I think the brush takes this product further, but I 100% prefer the finish of the sponge side. Okay, I think I want to continue with the sponge, just kind of distribute this product a little bit. For concealer, I'm going to use that Camouflage Matt Concealer. Now, I'm aware that this dries down very matte, unlike the foundation, so I'm going to be very wary of that. Because I feel like this is going to dry down faster, I'm going to use this as I go instead of doing my whole face and then going and blending it away. I'm going to do it bit by bit. Yeah, wow, that looks lovely. I mean, I know it's matte, and I said I didn't like a matte under eye, but that for some reason, maybe it's with the foundation, I'm not sure, but looks beautiful. I thought I wasn't going to have to use powder, but I think I will. I'm going to try out this Bare Minerals powder just because even though that this concealer and foundation is supposed to be matte, it does feel a little bit tacky, so I'm just going to go in with this. I've literally just taken the sticker off, never used it before. It's kind of a peachy shade, which is what I prefer in a powder. Actually, like I used to not, but I prefer to have a peachy shade under my eyes nowadays. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush as well and just take a tinsy bit of powder, just kind of whack it all over my face. I feel like because this powder's got a peachy tone in it, it's just going to get a bit of warmth in my face, which is kind of what I need right now because, I mean, that's looking a little bit better. But I was looking very pale a second ago. I like that powder. That powder's nice. I really like that powder. I'm going to try that again, I think. I like that. It reminds me a little bit of the Too Faced peach powder, which I really, really like. That's one of my favourites at the moment. So yeah, I've got the 3 new matte blushes from Essence. This one's a little bit too brown for what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm going to go for either of these pink ones. I've got a lighter pink and a darker pink, one in Blossom Me Up and one in Cherry Me Up. I think I'm going to go for a light wash of Blossom Me Up all over the cheeks and perhaps like a little pop of this on the apple of the cheeks. We'll see how we go. I really, really love the Essence blushes. I really highly rate them. They're about £2 to £3, something like that. They're no more than £3, I know that for certain. And they're just really beautiful and they blend beautifully and they always do beautiful colours, so really happy with that. That's a really nice light wash, just what I was looking for. And then with the same brush I'm going to go into Cherry Me Up, this one here. Literally just puts on the apples of my cheeks. Oh, damn it, I didn't tap that off. I haven't necessarily got a new bronzer to try out, so I'm just going to use my H+M one in the shade Sheer Tan. Really, really love this bronzer. It's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful shade. It's like not even really talked about. H+M makeup I feel like is highly underrated. I'm just going to bronzer a little bit just to give my face a little bit of dimension. I feel freakishly weird not wearing eyebrows right now and having like a full beat on my face. It feels weird. It's like a throwback to 10 years ago. Okay, brows on. I'm feeling human again. I'm feeling great. For highlighter, I'm going to take this, what's it called? CLE Essence Moonlighter Cushion Hybrid Technology highlighter in the shade Apricot Tinge. Apricot Tinge. This is what I got in my Birchbox, I believe, and it's really beautiful. I'm just going to take it on my finger and try to find a mirror that's not taped over. And just pop this. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And just, actually I might use the sponge. I'm going to use the sponge to tap this out. Oh my god, it dries fast. This is beautiful. I haven't actually properly tried this out on top of makeup yet. I just tried it out just like on my face just before I went to bed. This is pretty. And it's layering beautifully on top of this powder makeup, which says a lot about a cream product, I feel. I'm just returning to the eyes quickly to do the bottom lash line. I'm going to go into the shade Birch, which is the one we put through our like crease at the very beginning, and I'm just going to literally fluff this about the bottom. I don't want anything too heavy. I never really go for anything too heavy normally on my lower lash line, so I'm just going to kind of build this up a little bit and kind of connect it a little bit here. I'm going to take the shade Fresh, which is this shade here. It's a matte shade, and because I haven't highlighted anything on my brow bone, I just want to add like a little bit of matte white just to kind of clean it up a little bit, just give it a bit of a highlighted appearance rather than anything shimmery, because I don't really want to take away from this beautiful like strip of beautifulness down the side of my cheek. So yeah, just taking that colour and cleaning up the brow bone a little bit. I'm going to take this Rimmel lipstick that I'm desperate to just use up. It's called 56 Boho Nude. It's a really pretty nudie colour. Because it's called nude. I don't know, it probably was a bit obvious. And I'm just going to slap it on my lips. Does that go? I think that goes. It's a little bit peachy, but I'm not too bothered. I'm going to use that setting spray that I used earlier to kind of intensify the pigment of the eyeshadows, because I'm about to put mascara on, but I don't like putting mascara on before setting spray in case it like drips. It's a whole thing. Oh! That was beautiful. I feel saturated. That spray is divine. It's just like so misty and just, yes, give it to me, yeah. I'm loving this makeup. I feel so like fresh. I feel so fresh, but I feel so full coverage. It's a rare feeling. I'm just going to shove the mascara that I'm currently using, which is the MAC one. And that is it. That is my quick look with the Sultry palette. It probably wasn't actually as quick as I wanted it to be because I'm running 10 minutes late now, which is not a great thing for me. But I really, really like this. I feel like this is it looks very dark and smoky, but actually I've just created a really light, pinky, like I said, very flirty look. And I really, really love this palette. I cannot recommend it enough. If you love like metallics and just, I can't explain it, like light metallics but also smoky eyes. Oh my god, I love this palette so much. I think it's going to be one of my favourites for the entire of 2019. I absolutely love this, and this highlighter, absolutely stunning. And also, can I just say, the foundation and concealer, wow, this is under £10 on my face. Like, this foundation and concealer is under £10 and looks really beautiful and full coverage without looking cakey. I'm loving my makeup. So yeah, that's it. I'm off to go on my little date now with my boyfriend. I don't know if he knows it's a date, but I'm gonna consider it a date because I got pretty for it. It's a date, right? Thank you guys for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. If you want to see any other looks with the Sultry palette, like something a little bit more glam, something a little bit more smoky, I'm more than happy to do so. Like I said, love this palette so much. If you don't want to see it, that's also fine, because I'll still be playing around with it because I personally just love it so much. Please do hit the thumbs up button if you have enjoyed today's video, because I really appreciate that, and it lets me know that you enjoy these sorts of videos that just a bit random and chit chat, get ready with me sort of thing. If you enjoy that, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below, because then you can join my little YouTube family and catch up with all my other videos, have that discussion with me about what you love and what you want to see tried out. And if you are subscribed, please make sure you have hit that bell so that you can be notified on all of the videos that I do upload. I do upload every single week. And yeah, that's it. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, my friends. First world issues. I'm gonna shake. Prime in my face, prime in my face. Oh yes, I feel myself.